Hi there everyone, and welcome back to Hollow Knight with me, Kid K. Mirai. Let's hit it and get started. When last we left off, we were in the beast's den and had just taken care of our third and final dreamer, Hera the Beast, who turned out to be Hornet's mother. And we talked a little bit about that last time. And we also talked about the fact that since we have taken care of all three dreamers and removed their masks from the structure inside the Black Egg Temple, we could now go and check out whatever it is that's inside there. But, although I left you with that little teaser, we will be doing a few other things, first of all, in this video. Because to simply run off and do that would be to miss out on some things that are going on in Deep Nest. So I am going to, first of all, switch up a couple of my charms so that I can put on my Grimchild. Because if you remember, oh wait, yeah, I don't have a map for inside here. However, I do have this map here. If you recall, one of the flames for the Grimchild is found right here in Distant Village. So let's go and check that out first of all. We had come down to this bench to save, but had never actually dropped down out of this area afterward. Also, too, just real quick, I, did go back in between recording videos and, recorded... I always forget that the spider stuff is up higher than what I think. Yeah. Okay, so, I did go back and get the Hunter's Journal entries for the few enemies that are in Spider Town. The Deepling, which is the little guy, the hunter says, "The Deep Nest is a dangerous place to hunt, but rewarding. Keep an eye out for weaker creatures you can pick off and eat. Keep your strength up in the darkness." So he advocates eating babies, but, like, that's in character for him, I suppose. Little Weavers. The hunter is surprised that they seem to be flying as well, just sort of the same as I was last time. "They can appear from the darkness at any moment. They seem to fly through the air, dancing on invisible strings as they silently stalk prey." And finally, the Stalking Devout. "Powerful, well-armored, and fast. These are no mere beasts. Study their movements and watch carefully for an opening." I did. That was eventually the strategy that I was able to come up with to deal with them. Alright, so let's drop on out of here and go flame searching. And these guys who tricked us with their bench, it seems it looks like they were either other creatures in disguise, like they were spidery creatures in disguise who were there to, waylay travelers, because it looks like their cloaks and masks have been discarded. The bench was destroyed, though. It's almost possible that somebody came through and killed these guys. Oh, I never knew you could mess with their heads. Yeah, you guys tricked me. So it's possible that these creatures got killed somehow, maybe by Hornet. I don't know. But personally, I think it's just that their disguises were discarded. Okay, so let's look for this flame. Now, we didn't see, one of those torches anywhere, and still don't see it now, despite the fact that Grimchild's with us, so maybe it's inside? Oh! Well, look who it is. It's Brum, the accordion player, but out and about. Remember, he did disappear after we defeated Troopmaster Grimm. Well, let's see what he has to say for himself. I mean, he's got a torch. Just standing here amidst the spider-killed corpses.
Babala Geno.
You came. The red flame I've gathered from this dead kingdom. You would claim it for our master, for his final act. The ritual plays itself out once more. We are like the notes in an old, old song. You and me. Endless, repeating songs of sacrifice, of servitude, For the ritual, for the troop, for the master. Even this child was born into invisible chains.
Sego Nala.
So we serve. Thus it has ever been. Yes? Take the flame, then. It is why you came here.
Baba Gondala.
It is done. And yet, it is not merely by fortune that we meet here, in the darkest, furthest reaches of the world, where my master's scarlet eyes cannot see us. A song that never ends is no song at all. You take part in the ritual, yet I sense you truly have no master. Is it so? Perhaps together we can banish that livid flame and let this dead kingdom rest in peace. If you wish to silence the endless song, meet me where it began. But if you return to the master and complete the ritual, as long as you do it without regret, I will bear you no hatred.
Baba Gondala.
Okay. So he just says that again. What are you thinking? Yes, we are merely vessels for the flame. But were we always empty? So it turns out that Brahm has more on his mind than you might have thought if you just went by, his sort of short, very to the point dialogue while he's inside the tent. And he sort of sheds some light on... I'm actually going to go and take off my Grimchild charm again. He actually sheds some light, pun intended, on what's going on with the ritual. So apparently it's some kind of cycle that he would like to see ended, but he sort of doesn't want Grimm to know that he's doing whatever it is that he's doing in order to stop the ritual, because Grimm apparently is all for whatever the ritual will accomplish. But Brum even thinks that, the Grimm child is like a slave to this ritual. Now, the thing is that we have a choice to make now, and I already know which decision we're going to make for purposes of these videos in this playthrough. If you want to go and do what Brum suggests, where you need to go is up to Howling Cliffs, where you originally struck the flame torch thing to start up this DLC, and where, that big torch was lit and summoned the Grimm Troop to Dartmouth. You will break the torch. I'm telling you this because this is not the version of this questline that we're going to do, so it's, not spoilers for future videos. I'm just telling you what will happen if you choose to do what Brum suggests. You will break the torch, and what happens is you basically banish the Grimm Troop from Hallownest. When you go back to Dartmouth, there won't be anything left of the troop. You will also lose your Grimchild charm, but there will be a new character in Dartmouth who resembles Brum in some ways, but also, he's not masked, he's not as big, and he's also, playing an accordion bug similar to what Brum does. And he will give you a replacement charm called Carefree Melody that, does not involve the Grimchild at all. It has a completely different power. I have never done that. What we are going to do in this set of videos, not today, but, later on in this Let's Play, is to continue collecting flames and take them back to Grimm for that ending of the Grimm Troop DLC. It's a little more, action-packed, at the end of it, and so that's the version that I've always done, and that's the version that I would like to show you guys, because I can't give up my child. I love them so much, and I would never want to be without them. And so that's what we're going to be doing with that. But I wanted to show you Brum's dialogue there rather than go around and get the other 3 flames besides his, because it does have that, interesting, light shed on what's going on with the ritual in general. So I wanted you to get to see that. Now, the next thing that we're going to do today is we're actually going to fall off this cliff. Because as you can see, there's quite a lot below us in that room, even though it seems like if you fall, you'll hit nothing. And there is an exit at the bottom of this room. So we're going to go and find out what's down there. Hopefully I won't fall on spikes. No, okay, there's water. Now, last time I said I did not want to fall down here because there wasn't anything below us. That was a little bit of a fib, because I did know this was down here, but it takes a while to get back up there now, and what I wanted to do last time was the stuff with Hera and the Beast's Den. Here we are down in yet another new and horrible area of Deep Nest. We can think a wall and head in here. Happy teeth? Happy teeth. Always. Oh! Hello. Gah! Get out! Get out! Get out! Okay. No, I think I would like to talk to you. You look like, sort of like, No Face.
Limarma, ifilé?
Oh, please. Please. Don't be shy. There are some nasties about here, all right. Not me. I'm a friend to all and happy to serve a traveler so bold as you. This character is called Midwife. Is it information you seek? That I can provide. Yes. Oh, yes. That village above here, home to a sad creature. Hers is a tale of tragic exchange. Cost her and her people greatly, though I suspect she bore no regret in making it. Yes, I know. You're intrigued. You want to know the tale. Well, I'm sorry. I'd love to tell it, but I'm very, very sorry, and I haven't eaten in some time. And, oh, I'm starving. That's what she looks like under her mask, and she will bite you if you go near her. Now, Midwife has quite a bit to say about Hera and the people of Deep Nest. But the thing is you have to keep leaving the room and coming back in to find her, not ready to bite you. And so this is gonna take a little time to get all of her dialogue. But we're gonna do it because it has some really interesting stuff. See, she's already said that she's already reiterated, as we heard last time, that Hera made some sort of bargain and it, quote, cost her people greatly, says the midwife. But she, Hera, doesn't regret making that bargain. See, we had heard that there was a bargain made, and Hera herself said it in her Dreamnail dialogue before we killed her, that she found it a fair bargain. And, okay, so that just linked right back up to here, so we're basically gonna leave here and then drop right back down to find Midwife again. But, yeah, so she made some kind of deal, and the other thing that Hera said was give all for her. And, that's pretty obviously implied to be Hornet, her daughter. But Midwife has some more things to say about that. You tried to eat me. That was rude. My good friend, you wear that bright mark of relationship. Then you've met her, perhaps? Her who'd guard the mark. the gendered child. A sprightly thing, isn't she? Pale gift to the nest and the beast, and fair trade for sacrifice made. Long she's been distant. It'd do our spirits well were she to grace us a visit home. Oh, I am sorry. Old memories cause my mind to wander on such silly diversions, especially when I'm, oh, so famished. And if you strike her, she just goes back inside there. Okay, so she didn't really want to see us because she was the one who was saying, get out, get out, get out. But, okay, so she referred to Hornet as the gendered child, which is interesting because, you know, as though there's other children. So, did Hera have more children? Like, whose children is she talking about? But apparently, Hornet was part of this, you know, bargain, because Hera made some sort of trade for her. Now, it's pretty easy to guess that what was traded was her status as a dreamer, perhaps, because what would have cost her people greatly would be the loss of the queen. I mean, that's sort of what I thought when I first read Midwife's dialogue. But we're just gonna keep going around and talking to her. Probably in the future I might make, you know, cuts between what she says if I don't have anything particularly to say about the things that she says. But, hi again.
Versa Armenede.
Ah, it returns. I do apologize about before. No matter, no matter. My appetite oft gets the better of me. For now, at least, I'm content. Would you hear about myself? There's not much to say. I'm a servant to the nest, though few in recent times would seek my service. Our brood is lost to that pestilence of the mind, a sad fall for the most intelligent species. But I've eaten, yes, and full. Then again, another little morsel would make me oh so happy. The perfect end to a meal. No, I will not let you bite me. You're rude. But, alright. So, she was a midwife for, you know, the beasts, but people don't seek her services because they're all, you know, lost to infection, unfortunately. But that implies she's not, so she's just like this naturally. Jeez. Come on, May. You can do better than that. Yeah, follow me up here where I've got some ground. Man, maybe I probably really didn't have to, come back between sessions to get those couple journal entries. The stalking devouts, yes, because I had to kill a bunch of those, and they're rarer, but... Just going around and around to get new information from someone who eats bugs.
Frisli do ketri do kela.
My dear, aren't you so kind, checking again on my well-being? I'm ever the caring host. I can't understand why more don't visit in your manner. Now, you won't mind while I take just a little bite. Just a leg, perhaps? A full belly is the best path to happiness. I'll let her bite me. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's her last dialogue. So she gave us, again, some interesting information about Hera and her bargain, because now we know for sure that Hornet was whoever she bargained with, end of the deal. And it said pale, well, we know, pale gift, so, you know, Pale King, I mean, that's sort of you know, would be the obvious guess. So, you know, maybe in exchange for her becoming a dreamer and a seal on the infection, the king in some way was able to give her a child. No, we still don't know how. But Midwife also made reference. We're going to head for that upward exit from this room that we didn't go through last time. But oh no, actually no, we're not going to do that next. What we're going to do is I'm going to get us to the we need to go back to the Weaver's Den, because there's something else there that I need to show you guys. But anyway, so the midwife mentioned that Hornet guards the mark, which is, you know, I guess the king's brand. And so that was how the midwife knew that we must have met Hornet at some point, because if we had that mark, the king's brand, then we must have, you know, gone through Hornet to get it. Come on. Come on. Listen, lady, I have no beef with you, but I have to kill you to get through you to go to the Weaver's Den, because I have to show people a cool thing. Alright. Thanks. Alright. Now, in here, the reason why I didn't do this last video is, again, that I was, you know, trying to get to the part with Hera a little quicker. And this can take a little time. Is that... And it's going to be a question of whether I can do it properly, too. Come on, other thing. I know you're there. Yes, whatever. Okay. Now, if you can time it right, then you heard the noise that happened when I struck the wall there, right? There's actually a little secret passage in there. So you have to sort of go back and forth a few times to do it. So just hold on a second, guys. Okay, so I opened it up, and now we're gonna just blast through it here. And then there's a little, you know, a little challenge here. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Okay, hold on just a second, guys, because I don't want you to necessarily have to watch all my failed attempts at this. Okay. That actually wasn't so bad. Here's a bunch of money. Another lever. For bargain made. Again, got this bargain thing going on. And if we drop down in here... Oh, there was supposed to be something else cool. Hold on. Hold on a second. Okay, I knew there was something here. Of course, I deserve that, but... This is what I wanted to show you. It's like a cool web thing. And, you know, it's kind of like one of those, you know, dream shield or seal looking things. But that doesn't look like Hornet's head necessarily. It's sort of got a similar shape, but it's got like little, like, prong things in the middle of it. Instead of, like, Hornet's head being smooth. So, you know... That's what I wanted to show you guys. Something kind of cool. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here and go over to that upward exit out of that one, you know, the room that we were in. So I will be right back once more. Alright, that didn't take very long. Now let's head up. All these spiky mazes. Fun times. That's all spikes. There's no way to get up there. Now we're getting up close to where the failed tramway is, but, and you can see, like, structures that are more like what, the Hellenist bugs built near the failed tramway. But here we have interesting... Who's this then? Hello. Mask maker. Is it mask or face upon the creature? In Hellenist, a difficult thing it can be to decipher. A wonderful thing to have, a face. Not a thing with which we are all blessed. For this kingdom's faceless, I shall provide. So this guy makes masks. So lots of the bugs that you've been seeing around that have, you know, the white faces, those are masks, and this is the guy who makes them. And he says, you know, for the faceless he provides. A mask, a face. Does it need one? Does it not? To define, to focus, to exist. Okay. Dream now. Does it know of the face that hides beneath? Such remarkable contrast the worm conceived. Let's just stop for a second and think about that. Now, I also happen to know that if you do something nearby to him, something interesting will happen. You can bust his mask. Had it witnessed that truth most tragic, the worm's great shame sealed away. Now this kingdom's stasis becomes the worm's legacy. I see another takes mantle of king, then grim responsibility that shall bestow. No bug has ever laid claim to this hole. Even the beasts knew their limits and bound their realm at nest's edge. It is the ancient caste that made attempt at such vast rule. Hellenist's ruin reflects well those fair attempts. It sees the face beneath. Or could it be just another mask? Truth in Hellenist is always buried deep. How many layers will it pry through? To change a face, to conceal it fully within another. A powerful protection, that is, but one with sad consequence. The original mind is destroyed, though those of striking will may still retain a sliver of that concealed self. Faces I grant to all who'd request, not task for I, but aid, gift to a world deserving. Okay. So the mask maker makes these faces for people, but wearing what he says is wearing a mask for too long can, you know, make you forget who you really are, which is interesting. But even more interesting, the worm's, you know, failure, you know, is found, I'm guess, you know, it's the obvious implication is in the, you know, in the abyss. and he says another, another takes up the mantle of king. Now we can't up. Darn it. We can't get up any higher than this, I don't believe, right now. Yeah, there's nothing higher than this. So we're gonna get out of here. But anyway, this mask maker person has obviously lived through a lot since he knows what, happened with whatever's going on in the abyss. So the Pale King did stuff in there. Well, we already knew that, because the Pale King left that sign that says, the refuse and regret of the pure vessel's creation. So, just more confirmation that there was some stuff going on and that it really wasn't that great. Okay, guys, I got to get us out of Deep Nest, which is going to take me a little bit. And where I'm going to head is up to Dartmouth, because there's just a couple more things I want to do before we head to the Black Egg Temple. Alright, see you in a few minutes. Okay, gang, here I am back again, here in Dartmouth. What we're going to do is actually going to go and see if we can get the last Unbreakable charm from Divine, because I've got a bunch of money right now. See if ELDERBUG has anything new and different to say. No, still no. This place still doesn't have its, accordion music back. Hello, you weirdo. We were just in a place where people have lots of legs. I noticed you don't have any legs. I can smell it. Another gift made for me. Give it to me. Sure. Such a little beauty. Such a smell. Such a smell. So good, so tasty. A perfect thing just for me. Again? You're so greedy for gifts. Poor little lovely. Give me your Geo and I will give you your gift. That's what she said the last time, but I like doing her voice. Yep, I have just enough. Pay to get a gift. Pay to get a gift is like such a oxymoron. Thanks. Alright. Such beautiful, special gifts. So lovely. I'm ready now. Very ready. My smell. You'll carry it with you then? What? Okay, so this is... What? Well... I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Sure, I'll carry your smell. I know what she's talking about. But that's for another time. Okay, so let's get back on my charms that are good. And, next thing to do is we're just gonna drop down and get... Hi, Zote, what's up? I'm off to save the world, maybe. Just gonna go down and see Grubfather one more time. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, why is Kid K going to go and do an ending of this game? She said that's what she's gonna do, when there's clearly so much left of the game to do. Considering that there's tons of stuff that I said, like, oh, we're not ready to do that yet, we're not doing that yet. But the thing is, this is the first possible time you can go and do this. And so that's what I'm going to do. We are going to do the rest of the things in the game that I promised we were going to do and that we haven't done yet. But remember I said at the beginning of my very first video, I'm going to show you 3 different endings of this game. This is just the first one, so don't worry. Woohoo! Yay! Look at all these grubs. This is amazing. Look at all your children. I'm so glad to have helped you get them back. To replenish some of this cash. Not a whole lot, but some of it. And we get a King's Idol, which is going to get us some more money. Interesting that, the Grub Father has something like that. Like, is it his? And he's bestowing it upon us? Does he worship the king? Or is it just a shiny that he found? Look at all these grubs. There are still some left to find. Because you can see there's at least one hole that's empty there. But remember I said at the beginning, there's another one back there. There's probably a few more. I had said at the very, very beginning of this game, when we got our first ones, we are going to fill up all those holes. And that's another thing that you will still have to look forward to. But the thing is, the other reason why I want to do this now, other than just it's logical to, you would wonder why I'm not going there after, getting all the dreamers if I didn't do it. But the other reason is just that if you continue on doing some of the things that we still have left to do, you'll get locked out of getting this ending that I'm going to show you. So I would prefer to not have that happen. So I'm doing this at the first opportunity. This is also the ending that you would probably be heading for, if you're speed running. Because, speed runs doesn't really require you to enjoy the story at all or take your time. The whole point is to do it fast. So it's really just like a speed to get the, to get through the dreamers and get here. So, alright. No more masks that are lit up. The impressions are still there. But, let's see what happens. So the door blew off, whatever is in there blew it open from the inside, and there was another one of those cries like from the very beginning of the game when that creature, sort of called us to Hallownest is, the implication there. So let's just take our time. The air is just full of infection, but it's also got this white stuff. Kind of looks like the wardings that are on, some of the, the things that you can't dream now. Or like those buildings at the top of Hallownest's crown, kind of, maybe? Just doing this slow for max effect. It's bigger in here than it seemed like it should be, isn't it? Here we come to a bench. And yet another of these tablets. Vessel, though bound, you shall know the state of the world. Hallownest will be whole again. So, if you remember, I'm sure you do because I've even been saying it in this very video, what was in the abyss was a tablet that said that the pure vessel had ascended. And we had a character earlier on that was a boss fight that was called a broken vessel. And now we've just had a thing that sort of refers to a vessel, though bound, probably talking to this pure vessel, that is doing something related to the infection. But it also had a picture that looked kind of like us. And now what we have is we can see our completion percentages. It's sort of like a world sense kind of thing. down in the bottom right corner, you can see it says that we've encountered 139 out of 150, types of creatures, and completed, meaning got the Hunter's Journal entries for 131 of them. And more importantly, we have a completion percentage here. Our completion is currently at 97%. Completion percentage refers to things like how many mask shards you've gotten, how many charms you've gotten. Certain bosses will give you, pretty much all the bosses really, will give you completion percentage points. Things like the Wanderer's Journals and Rancid Eggs and stuff don't count, but things like Isthmus Tear and having the spells and having the nail arts count as completion percentages. So that's what you are looking for if you're doing the kind of achievements that require such a thing. Like there's achievements for, full completion of the game, which is actually more than 100% because the DLCs give you additional percentage points beyond 100. There's ones like Steel Soul is just for completing the game in a Steel Soul run, but Steel Heart is completing it at least 100%. So, that's sort of what it tells you. Means that when you've gotten to this point that you can find out, here's how much I have left to go. Now, it was pretty easy to tell. We don't have, a huge number of percentage points left, even though it does, like I say, go beyond 100%. Because we've got a lot of the charms, we've got, all the upgrades, things like that. We're also doing very well on our Hunter's Journal, really. But that tells you there are more different areas that we haven't been yet since we haven't killed any monsters from there. So, apart from, this drawing that I'm doing, what I'm gonna do now is basically gonna go to the right. Before I do that, I'm just going to say that when I go and do this next part, I'm going to try my best not to really comment or make a bunch of noise or really talk. Because what I'd like to do for you guys is just let you experience it, and see what's going to happen without my jabbering. But, afterward, probably while, like I said, this is going to be an ending. While the credits play, I might, have some things to say about that, about what we're about to see. But, yeah. Really, we've gone over in recent videos the things that are important to remember for this next part. So, I guess it's time to just go ahead and do it. Gonna switch up the charms just a little bit to get buffed. Let's see. Should I bring Grimchild? I don't know that it's necessary, really. Probably we could benefit from... I think what we could benefit is from Stalwart Shell, so that we can, be invincible for a little longer. And, maybe Sprint Master? Just trying to, decide what I want to do. This is probably good enough. Alright. Alright, guys. See you on the other side. And there you have it. The first ending of Hollow Knight. Which concludes with you taking one of the choices that Hornet said we had to prolong the world's stasis or face the heart of the infection. What we did in this ending is we had the Knight prolong the world's stasis. As it turned out, what was in the Black Egg Temple all along was, you could sort of, see it coming, because if you recall from the very, very first cutscene, you could see a shadowy, specter of that creature that called out to us. And if you recall that fountain down in City of Tears, a monument to the Hollow Knight, again, you could sort of maybe see it coming, that the creature inside the Black Egg Temple was going to be that selfsame Hollow Knight. But through traveling since we found that fountain, and since we saw that cutscene at the beginning, we found out a little bit about what that creature is. A pure vessel, as created, one among hundreds, possibly thousands, that are down in the abyss, to act as a seal on the infection. However, as we saw with that fight, it had also, by this point, become corrupted by the infection that was inside it. The vessel, just like the broken vessel that we fought down in Ancient Basin, was, fully infected, spewing infection, as a matter of fact. But you could see during the fight that it was trying to fight back. The Hollow Knight, at that climactic moment where the fight became, less harrowing and a lot more sad, started stabbing themselves, and, you sort of get the idea that it was sort of a, get it out of me kind of motion. Sort of almost trying to help us to defeat them. And then in the end, the Knight took on the infection onto themselves to act as the new pure vessel. Thus, again, as Hornet put it, prolonging the world's stasis, because, all we are now is just another vessel holding infection. We don't even have dreamers protecting, as an added seal. So, congratulations. Well done on achieving this great feat. You persevered and you triumphed. We hope you enjoyed yourself in the world of Hollow Knight. We'll meet again soon on the road ahead. Our game completion percentage, as we said, was 97%. It took us about 30.5 hours to get there because I've been taking my time and showing you things and talking a lot and going back in to complete Hunter's Journal entries and all sorts of other things. And the next time you come to, you're back at the beginning, and you're put right back at the Black Egg Temple. So actually, real quick, what I'm going to do is that's going to be it for today, but I'm going to get us out of here and back up to Dirtmouth to a little bit, friendlier of a place, so that when I start the next video, we're not in the midst of this. Basically, from now on, anytime I want to go back and fight the Hollow Knight again, I can just come in here and do that. But I'm sure you all are not satisfied with that kind of ending. Not only just because you know that there's more of the game left to complete. That's, not a great ending for this world. As I was starting to say, all that we did was replace the corrupted Hollow Knight and become, the next Hollow Knight, basically. With all that infection inside, and even less of a seal on the Knight than was on the Hollow Knight. So, not a great situation. Another, iteration of what could become a cycle. But don't worry, guys. We can fix this. We can get a better ending. That's actually the worst ending that you can get, is just to become the new vessel for the infection. We're gonna fix this. We've got more charms to get. We've got more map to fill out, actually. You can see there's a couple of places where we still haven't linked things up, so there's more to find. We are still going to complete the Grim Troop DLC, to complete that story and find out what this, that particular cycle that Brum referred to is all about. And we're going to have a chance to do the other choice that Hornet gave us, face the heart of the infection. But for now, until next time, have a good night, everybody.